online writing or even marketing in general, do you think SEO? You should. Here's why. Google is the most visited platform in the world online. Google processes over 40,000 searches every second, which is actually 3.5 billion searches per day. The amount of people using Google every day is staggering. I've been able to rank over 1,000 blogs through my site expresswriters.com over the past 8 years. We rank for thousands of organic keyword positions, and those inbound rankings bring us 4,000 site visitors per day. In this video, I'm going to share with you 8 key tips that will really help your writing get to the top of Google. Consider this your ultimate SEO content writing tips for 2019 and in the future. Number 1, write to the right people with targeted keywords. Your site content won't reach the right people if you're not targeting the right terms. And by targeted keywords, I mean terms that your audience is actively searching for on Google. So to find these terms, you need to understand your buyer. Who are they? What problems do they have? And why are they looking for these terms? Then you need to know the exact terms they're looking up online. And don't leave that up to guesswork. My favorite tools are SEMrush and Keyword Finder for looking up accurate keyword data. And I'll link to those tools in the description. Number 2, focus on readability. SEO content that shoots to the top of SERPs is incredibly readable. When your audience clicks your link, every element on that page should keep them there. The content should be engaging enough to grab and hold their interest and really provide value. And when they stay and read, that makes your page look great to Google. It tells Google, hey, this was relevant to the searcher because they found what they were looking for. This ranking signal is called dwell time, and it's basically from the point of time when you click on a result to when you go back to search results in Google. So how do we create readable content? Readability can be defined as clarity of your content. So you want super clear content, speak with a clear voice. Organization of content. I like to think of my blogs as mini books, and I like to organize them and structure them in a way that's readable. This also means logic and simplicity. You want your content to be logical, but also simple. So just remember, to be readable, the content, the written content on your site must be understandable. And I'll link to some examples of extremely readable content from some of my favorite online writers in the YouTube description. Number 3, go deeper in your content. A really big SEO trend for 2019 and beyond is to go deeper and further into a topic. According to industry thought leader Eric Enge, Google is intensifying its focus on the quality of content. Here's what Enge said in a recent Search Engine Journal article. We tracked the SEO performance of a number of different sites. The sites that provided exceptional depth in quality content coverage literally soared in rankings throughout the year. Sites that were weaker in their content depth suffered in comparison. So according to Enge, this trend is only going to continue. Knowing that, how can we go about creating deeper content? Write long-form words. The sweet spot here is 2,000 or more. Explore topics that have many different facets. Write ultimate guides. Go further than surface-level research. So instead of just quickly Googling for a statistic, dig deeper. One thing I did recently was pull out an industry-leading book and actually quote from the pages in that book. So you really don't want to link to a link that links to a study, which is what a lot of content creators do. You want to go straight to that original study. Number 4, improve your page speed. A really simple way to improve your SEO content rankings in 2019 would be to increase your page speed. The slower your page loads, the more frustrated your end user gets. And especially today, no one wants to just sit there and wait for a site to load. And studies show this is true. According to a BBC News report, shoppers won't wait more than 3 seconds for a page to load when they're looking up a retail product. And research from the Nielsen-Norman Group has found that most people will leave your site completely if they're waiting 10 to 20 seconds for it to load. So make sure you don't have a lot of pop-ups. scripts, code pieces, JavaScript, heavy videos, slowing down your site speed. And invest in a good web designer or developer to help you with your web presence. Number 5, visuals matter. Mark Schaefer, thought leader and the author of the new book Marketing Rebellion, recently made a great point. Today, content should be artisanal. That means it should be handcrafted. And what better content to have hand-designed, hand-created than your images? So for us at Express Writers, all of our blog content is actually hand-drawn on paper and then created in an Adobe program by our full-time designer. You can find great designers on places like Upwork.com, Fiverr.com. And studies have shown that articles with images get 94% more views than articles without. But today, crummy stock photos are just not going to cut it. You need to have really good, well-designed images to stand out. So complement your copy with great images and you'll see more SEO success. Number 6, provide facts and properly cite them. This goes back to a point we made in the third point about going deeper in your content, but I thought this point deserved its own little soapbox. So today, the internet has made it really easy for anyone to say anything without backing up outlandish claims. So it's actually a differentiation point to go straight to an original study and pull in awesome statistics, facts that you've properly cited and include those in your content. So the key for that trustworthy factor in SEO content is going to be research. Number 7, format your online content for the featured snippets. Featured snippets are getting a ton of attention in Google lately, and this will only increase. So these are little blocks of information that literally appear in Google search results when someone asks Google a question. So featured snippets get the first spot in Google above organic results. This is a hugely desirable place for your content to rank. To increase the likelihood of your content getting snipped for Google, here are a few things to know. First, answer questions definitively in your content. Be the final answer. Secondly, make your content the highest quality possible. Readable, well-written, full of statistics, and thorough. Next, use numbered and bulleted lists. That format will actually show up in the snippets. We see a lot of numbered and bulleted lists in the snippets. Also include statistics and data, and structure your content logically. So if I'm writing an ultimate guide, I like to come up with a table of contents that tells the reader what they're in for. So I'll create that and then put it at the top of my blog right below the intro. And I'll link to an example where you can see that in action. And sometimes that table of contents is what gets indexed in the featured snippets. Number 8, be the expert. So these days, Google is really valuing that expert or authority authorship in content more than ever before. And this goes back to the consistency of your content and how often you show up. Your content can position you over time as an expert if you stick with it. Reputation also matters. So in Google's recently updated Search Quality Evaluator guidelines, the creator of that content and their history both relate to that page's rankings. So reputation evidence can include these things. First-person experience. You've been practicing your trade for 10 years. Let's say you talk about horseback riding. Maybe you owned a ranch and you did that for 10 years. Or you've written a book, you speak on your topic. And what the wider web thinks about you and says online. So that's reviews, forum posts, ratings, that type of thing. So the content you need to create to position yourself as an expert is an about page that has thorough, detailed information of your career, your expertise, what you're good at, what you've done for clients, how long you've been doing it with dates, that type of thing. You also need to make sure you have bio pages set up for your blog. And if you guest blog, make sure you have strong bios for your guest blogs as well. So that's it. Those are my 8 key tips for SEO rankings with your writing in 2019 and beyond. And if you have any questions about any of these points, feel free to drop them in the YouTube comments and I will get back to you. I hope to see you around. Thank you so much for watching. Now, in today's video, I'm actually filming with a DSLR camera. I pulled my husband's old camera out of storage, and this thing still works like a beast. So I may be using this for more videos. Let me take you on a little tour around my background because I just got my kitchen remodeled, and oh my gosh, I've been so excited about cooking in this kitchen. So, look at these amazing lights we got. So the table isn't done yet, but that's where I'm filming. And this is the remodeled kitchen, new oven, new appliances. I have been so excited to cook in this kitchen.